So here I am in a Google document, and say I want to share this with someone so we can both edit and make contributions to it. To share it, go up to the big blue share button in the upper right-hand corner. It's important to remember that every document you create in your Google Drive is private. You can see the little lock on the blue button, so you know that it's private. I click on it, and it gives me a very quick way of sharing the document with specific people. In fact, that's the most common way that people do shared Google documents. So I would just type in their names or their email addresses. It's important that you make sure their Google email address is entered. You can start by typing the last name of the person. Since we're on a Google Apps domain, it will look up in the directory who you're looking for. So I'm looking for Kathy Kapora. And when I start typing her last name, it makes suggestions based on what I typed. I'm going to pick Kathy Kapora since that is the first person there. You can see it has her BASDschools.org account. And it was successful because I could see her profile and her full email address when I hover over her name. I can continue to add more people, so I'm going to add Patrick Connolly, and I start to type his name as well. And it's actually picking up a number of CON. In fact, also a email address for Patrick that I haven't used for a while. So I know that I've emailed him. That's not his Google address. I want to pick his BASDschools.org address. That when I have emailed Kathy and Patrick, many times the email will also contain Frank Arbaschides. So I could click on here and it would automatically add it for me without me having to type it. I don't really want to share this document with him at this time, so I'm just going to click down and then I'm done. Now, and it's important to note, you can continue to add names up to 200 names on a single document. Now, my next task is to decide, do I want them to have edit access, meaning they can make changes, comment access, meaning they would have that suggestion mode and anything that they comment on, I could incorporate in the document, but they couldn't make direct changes, or can view mode, which means they could just view the document and not make any comments or changes to it. I'm going to leave it on the can edit because I want them to be able to make changes. I'm going to start typing a note to them because I may not necessarily see them, and you can tell them what the document is about, or directions, say, could you please check this, or add something to it. The possibilities are endless. I could also leave this checked off, notify people via email. Basically, they will get an email at the address, their BASDschools.org address, or whatever Gmail address that you're using to share with the document, with a link to the document. So they'll be able to click right on it. And this note that I typed up here will appear in it. If I uncheck it, it will not notify them via email, and they'll have to go to their drive in the shared with me area in order to find it. If I would share it right now and click OK, it would tell me, are you sure you don't want to email them? But it would let me do it. I'm going to leave that on, and I'm going to click send. But before I do, I just will mention this Get Shareable link is meant for sharing your document with a more broader audience. We'll cover this in another tutorial in the next unit called Anyone with a Link. So then I'm going to click on send when I want to make sure I want to send this document to them. And it tells me that it is shared with 2 people. And I could go back and check the way that it is shared. So I would click on share. And it would show me this blank area, even though there are people on the document. In order to check to see what you've done, click on Advanced, and then it shows me a little bit more information. It tells me that specific people can access it, that I'm the owner, therefore I'm the only one really who could delete this document, and that Kathy and Patrick both have edit privileges. I could change the privilege here. Say I shared it incorrectly with Kathy. I could give her edit, comment, or change it to comment or view, or even make her the owner. I would be very careful with this because after that, I would not be able to delete the document if I wanted to. But it's a nice way of starting something for someone else and then giving them the ownership for it. Or I could click on the X to get rid of them. Maybe I don't want to share it with both of them and I shared with someone by mistake. I would just click on the X and she's grayed out. And then when I would click on Save Changes, she would be gone from this list. Now I'm actually not going to make changes. I'm going to click Cancel and click Done. So here I'm back on my shared document. If we were all on the document at the same time, say they got the email and they clicked on that link, I would see them in the upper right-hand corner here. And in this case, since they both had their profile pictures in their Google account, it would show that here. If not, it would say the first letter of their first name, like K for Kathy. We could see where each other's cursors were, and we would see the editing in real time. And that is how you share a document with others. Thank you for watching.